Hey guys, tonight I have Kevin Dulo from Dallas, Texas. Karibuni guys. Hey Ephraim Niaze, karibu sana. Hey Gitao, karibu and share the video. Hey Raskago Niaze. Hey Kevo, nakuona. I sent an invite, Kevo, if you wanna accept that. I have Kevin Dulo tonight. We're gonna talk about Choma Sundays. If you live in Dallas, you know Choma Sundays, you know. We're gonna talk about it tonight. Yeah, karibuni guys. Tag a friend, invite a friend. This is gonna be good. We're having a very own Kevin Dulo, Choma Sundays. Let me see whether Kevin can. Kevin, if you can send an invite, that would be great. Karibuni guys, I have Kevin here. Hey Rhoda, what's on? Niaze? I'm waiting for Kevin here. He's connecting now. Hey Niaze Kevo, what up?
Niaze, I'm trying to figure this
out. Good.
Yeah,
karibu sana. Yeah.
Hold on. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you very well.
Okay.
Poa kabisa.
All right.
Poa kabisa.
Yani seti hapo.
Hey, you wanna give a few shout outs there, Kevo?
Shout outs to
anybody you see there who know you. Give a shout out, you know. Welcome to the Prudentials. Welcome them, yeah.
Yeah, I think a shout out,
yes.
Shout out to everybody who's watching over there. I need login kwa hii device ingine.
Yeah. Wairimo Kimani na kuona, Priscilla Ngigi na kuona, Elka Fresha Niaze. How are you? Yep. Cleo Opaz, that's my man right there. How you doing? Welcome to the Prudentials. Tony Kiai, karibu sana to the Prudentials. Yeah, tag a friend. This is gonna be good. I have Kevin Dulo here from Dallas. We're gonna talk about Choma Sundays today. Anything you wanna know about Choma? You better be here. Bring your questions. Yeah, and I think everybody pretty much know what is Choma Sundays, you know. So, Kevo.
Yes, sir.
You good?
Oh, I'm good.
Good? Man. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So tonight, I think you have a good forum. We can get started. I have Kevin Dulo here. He's one of the founders of Choma Sundays. For everybody who live in the United States, they know what is Choma Sundays. It's one of the best places to go on a Sunday after church in Dallas, Texas. So welcome, Kevin, and introduce yourself to the viewers, please.
Yeah, everybody. Nice to be on this show with you. Mr. George, thank you so much for inviting me. And my name is Kevin Dulo. I live in Dallas, Texas. Lived there for a few years, quite a few years, actually. And I'm part of this community, this Kenya diaspora community here in Dallas, Texas. And I am part of the Choma Sundays crew, and that's what we're here to talk about. So I am very excited to be here, ready to mingle and talk and discuss everything Choma Sundays and more. So,
alrighty, you know, when you come to this show, you gotta tell us where you're from. Kenya, umetoka wapi? Like, where you from?
Oh, well, me personally, I like to call myself a citizen of the world. Um, I was originally born in Kenya, Mombasa to
Okay.
be exact.
Hey,
Born,
Mombasa.
yeah, pwani pale kwetu hapo hivyo. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I was born there, raised there, nilienda chuo huko hivyo, went to primary school there, and then went to high school in Nyanza province.
Mm-hmm.
Alafu after hapo hivyo nikakuja hapa hivi US. So I was in Ohio. I schooled in Ohio. Studied MIS in Ohio. That's Management Information Systems. And then relocated down to Dallas in 2008. And since then, I've been here.
Oh, okay. And most people they know you because of Choma Sundays. But before we even get there, we would like to know what you're doing before that. So I would like to ask you, you are DJ. How long were you DJ? And did you study in Ohio or in Dallas? Tell us more a little bit about your DJing career.
Well, in terms of DJing, I think it just came by proxy because um, uh, I've always had a passion for music, a passion in the ear for music. I think that kind of runs through our whole family. Growing up, we were always listening to music, always dancing around. And so for, the DJing thing started actually in 2001 when I was in Ohio. I was only 2 years in the US at that point. And yeah, so I was hanging out with some friends, went to a house party, and there's a guy who had some DJ equipment, and me being, the person who just loves music and making sure that everybody has a good time, I just jumped on it and I was like, hey, teach me how to use these things, and so it started from there. And the journey is pretty long. I mean, the story can go on for a while about my journey on how I actually came out and started actually DJing for crowds. But that could be a story for another day, unless you really want to hear about it.
Yeah, I want to know, did you enjoy doing a DJ? And what is your best gig? Did you ever meet one of the biggest celebrities here? So how was it your DJ career? Did you like it, or do you even consider yourself as a retired DJ? If you want to tell the viewers about that. So I don't know what to call you, DJ Kevo, or what is it? Are you retired? What's up with that? Yeah.
Well, there's a saying that goes in the DJ community that a DJ never really retires, like you never retire from music, and I think that it's an art form and it's also a talent. So it's kind of hard to say that you're retired, but what I can say is that I really don't do it as sort of like a vocation anymore. I don't really do it to put food on the table so much. So, but I used to back in the day, and so I mean my DJ career was long. It was very, very fruitful. It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people. I did a lot of gigs all over the country, traveled a lot, even back home in Kenya, even in Mexico. I mean, I've been all over the place, and I've been very fortunate to see very interesting people, meet very interesting people, and I really had fun with it, man. It's been a great journey. But I think I technically hung my boots up, I think, in 2013 when our son was born.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Do people, cause I always wonder, like, do people like go to school for DJ? Is it I know for you it's a passion, but so many DJs that I see here, do you have to have a special type of classes for you to be a DJ?
Yeah, there are DJ schools. There are actually, formal DJ schools where you can go and leave with a certificate, of completion for, DJ school, where you learn some basic skills and maybe some more advanced skills as well, where you get, mentored by, some old school or very well tenured DJs who know what they're doing, who've been doing it for a long time in the game. So there's that. For me, the way I learned how to DJ was very informally, and so I actually taught myself. And the way I actually got up to the point where I felt I had the really the audacity, or I had the confidence to go in front of people and play music, was after 6 months of self training, where I would go to somebody's house. There's a friend of mine called DJ Kimbo. He lived in Columbus, Ohio, still lives in Columbus, Ohio, a very accomplished engineer, by the way, from Uganda. And he had techniques. Now, if for any DJ out there, I mean, they know that if you had techniques in the late 90s, early 2000s, I mean, you are really doing pretty well. So I would go to his house after work every evening and play in his basement by myself, practicing on vinyl. For those who don't know vinyl, ni zile sahani, zile sahani. You know, the other 12-inch.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I would practice every single day, 5 days a week for 6 months straight before I felt like I was actually ready to go out there and face people with music.
Okay, and I have seen so many DJs here, especially in Dallas. Any message you can tell those upcoming DJ? Because it's so many here. How can you tell them? Any advice if somebody's aspiring DJ?
Man, I mean, if you feel like it's your thing, and you have that ear for music, and you feel like you have the necessary skills, or the drive and the will to actually become a very accomplished DJ, or become very good at your skill set, then don't wait for somebody to tell you to do it. Don't ask for approval. Just go ahead and do it. Just jump in and do it right the first time. So I would not I wouldn't suggest that somebody just tries to figure out whether they want to do it, or just get their feet wet. I mean, it's an art form. At the base level, it is an art form. So it's either you really like to do it or you don't like to do it. And if you're just doing it for money, trust me, you're gonna, or for fame or for the girls or whatever, then you're just gonna like wither away on the wayside, probably in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You're gonna be done. You're not gonna be very committed to doing it. So it has to be more than just the money aspect of it. You gotta want to do it because you love it.
Oh, that's awesome. And any challenges there, Kevin, for DJ? If you're a DJ here in US, do you guys face any challenges for doing that?
Yeah, there's always challenges, George. Even you, like, I mean, it might seem easy to host a talk show and come up with questions and do this and do that, but people don't know the back end story to all that stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of challenges that come up, especially for new upcoming DJs, who probably don't know exactly where their style fits in, or maybe what service line of DJing they want to go down. Because there's different ways that you could be a DJ. You could be a special event DJ where you're doing weddings, or corporate events and things like that. Or you could be a mobile DJ where you're carrying all of your equipment, and we're talking about like big speakers, players, and things like that, stage, you're building stages and stuff like that. Or you could be a club DJ where, you're just going from club to club and you're making people move, for 2 to 4 hours. So in all those different scenarios, there's a wide range of challenges that people can face. So what I can say is if somebody is getting into the game, into the DJing world, they should probably seek for somebody sort of like a mentor, somebody who's been there, who's done it, who has enough integrity and honesty, who can give somebody, good advice, and sort of like stick with that person and just get some advice along the way. And I've had the privilege of mentoring a few DJs in my time, and now they're pretty much soaring on their own. So yeah, that's what I would tell somebody to do.
Yeah, and that's good. And for those who haven't been at Choma Sundays, I was there last Sunday, and that music was late. It was like 2 o'clock, and I was like, "Dang, is it time to go home?" Yeah. And Kevo was playing that music. I was like, "I don't want to go home." It was late. It was sick. So we thank you for what you do in our community, and keep it up. So now, next topic. Let's talk about Choma Sundays. We're here because we want to know about these Choma Sundays. Most of us go to church, and then you come to Choma Sundays after church. So tell us, when was Choma Sunday founded?
Choma Sundays was founded in January of 2016. Actually, that's technically not the founding date. That was when we actually launched. We did the soft opening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, there was a conception phase where we were drawing up the plans. There was a planning phase. There was a go-to-market strategy that was put in place with a great team of people that we were working with the whole time. So I mean, really, the start of everything was really December to get it all started. But it actually started. We actually went live with it in January, at January 2016. That was last year. And really it came about because of one person, really, my son, Caden, our son. And the reason why we came up with the idea and we figured this would be a great thing was because all the time when we go to church, a lot of times, especially here in America, we go to church, and then when we get out of church, a lot of people go and mingle somewhere and eat, right? They'll go to, an Italian restaurant, or they'll go to a Mexican restaurant, or they'll go to like a steakhouse or something and eat and then go home, and we felt that, there was just something missing there. There was just something missing there where we wanted to sort of mingle with our people as well, Kenyans, but there was really no place. Really, the options that we had at that time weren't really that exciting. You know what I mean? Where you could go with a bunch of people and be like, "Oh yeah, we tumetoka church. We just came from church. Let's go somewhere. Let's hang out. Let's eat. Food that we understand, food that we know, food that we enjoy. In an ambience and experience that just takes you back home. So that's where that came from. So really, Choma Sundays is all about Caden, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and do you have a time limit for the kids? Because I have gone there with my kids sometimes. They enjoy it. The food is good.
Mm-hmm.
And at what time do you have a time limit for the kids? If somebody is coming from church, they want a party, and what time do you say, okay, now we're going to have fun as adults, and kids should go home?
Well, I mean, the family aspect, Choma Sundays is very family centric, right? We're all about the community, and we're all about the family unit, not just the father, not just the mother, but the whole spectrum. We're talking grandparents, parents, kids of all ages. And so we've tried to put amenities and things in place for everyone to enjoy their experience, whether you are 3 years old or 10 years old or 50 years old or 35 years old. So for kids, I mean, and really, we all have to be adults about these things, I mean, it's like you can't party with your kids at 9 p.m. on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's Monday, you know what I mean? So we recommend that, when it gets dark, kids should probably head home, around 7 o'clock, 6 or 7 o'clock, I would suggest that you take your kids home, because that's what I would do. If I really wanted to continue partying, then I'd probably take them home. If they have a babysitter or something, then come back and enjoy myself and have some adult fun. So other kids things that we do, we also have a kids menu as well that's available. And currently we're running a special for kids. Kids eat free between 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. So if you have kids, that are actually kids, not 18-year-old kids, those are not kids. Those people are eating like adults. If you have kids like below the age of 13, 12, you come with them. And if you buy a choma plate, kuku choma, beef choma, or goat choma, then the kid will eat free. There'll be one plate for a kid from the kids menu that will be free. So those are just some of the things that we do to try and encourage people to bring their kids out, to bring their families out, so everybody can enjoy themselves as a unit and not just separately as parents, and then kids are taking stew where, and still you're hanging out with your people as well, eating that food that you really know.
Yeah, I think that's a very good thing. You came up, with a kid-friendly environment. But sometimes it's very tempting. You're like, hey, it's 8 p.m. Am I going to turn up with my kids here? Because the music is good, the food is good. You're like, maybe I might as well, just hang out with my kids here. But it's a good initiative. And you came with something of a special kind here in Dallas, Texas. So the next question is Choma Sundays a registered company?
Oh, yeah. We've taken all the legal precautions to secure our business. Choma Sundays is a trademark product under our parent companies. So yes, I mean, it's all the legal channels have been taken to make sure that our company is safe. Yes.
Oh, okay. And you guys, you have been very successful. If you can tell the viewers whether it has been very, challenging putting up this successful business into place. How have that been for the last 1 year?
Oh, well, last 2 years, actually. Let's just make that
2
clear.
years, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 years. It's going to be 2 years in January. But yes, there will always be challenges, and especially in, the food and entertainment space, there's so many things that you have to keep abreast of, and really for us, we really want to maintain our values and our standards, across the board, that we try to sort of like project, right? So our values and standards include, being very honest, very community centric. We like to give back, and we like to work with people a lot. And so there's a lot of challenges that come with that, because sometimes also when people see something that seems very successful, everybody wants to sort of like jump on the bandwagon. And it's sometimes it's hard to say no to some people, but you have to, because of the business. That's just the business, what the business calls for. Some other challenges include making sure that even when people are having a good time, that people don't get too rowdy or too crazy over there, and then you have to get security involved. Other things also, like people like trying to steal the idea or steal the name and do this and do that, where we've had issues in the past with that. And obviously, those are taken care of by our legal team. So it's been an interesting journey, and interesting ride, and we're learning every day as we go.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the legal aspect of it in a minute. But are we expecting to see maybe Choma Saturdays or any other location? Because people want more Choma Sundays, Choma Saturdays, Choma Wednesdays, Monday, Tuesday. People are going crazy. Are we expecting to see something else?
And yeah, that's an interesting point to bring up, because and that's one thing I love about Kenyans. Us Kenyans, and a lot of Africans, East Africans especially, is that we can never get enough of entertainment. We can never get enough of good food. And it's sometimes a blessing, and it's also a curse at the same time, because there's laws that we have to adhere to. We can't open past a certain time. But in regards to Choma Saturday, we do have some times where we will open up on a Saturday and call it Choma Saturday and do it. But this is just specifically for big weekends, like the Memorial Weekend, where we have a lot of people in town and we have a lot of events going on. And people are looking for a good option to like go and hang out after all these activities and events. And Choma Saturday is just, it's just a natural thing to just do. So we do have Choma Saturday once in a while, but we are working on other brands that we will be unleashing very soon in the near coming future, that are not specifically Choma Sundays related, but they will be happening on other days as well. So we love the element of surprise. So you just keep your eyes open and your ears peeled, because there's more in the works.
Alrighty, I'm up for that. Anywhere there's food, there's some drinks, I'm there. I like turning up. I can turn up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm there. Anything for that, I'm ready for turn up. So anything you bring us, I'll be there to support you. So kudos for that.
I bet you do.
Yeah, that's good. You guys, Choma Sundays has been nominated for the several award shows here in United States.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So, over the last 2 years, we've been nominated for a few awards and won some of those. And, I think that's just a testament of what we have shown the community that we can do, and the value that we are driving to the community. And we are very, very thankful that other people in the diaspora community recognize the positive effects that Choma Sundays has on the community and on the family unit. And we're even more thankful for all the people who have nominated us for these awards, because we don't nominate ourselves. It's other people, strangers, who go and nominate us for these awards. And then, other people also vote for us for these awards, and then we end up winning these awards. And so we are very, very thankful for the recognition that we have. And we hope to continue on this trajectory, and in the future win a lot more awards, of course, And we'll definitely keep it up. So we are very hardworking people, and we want to keep that going.
Okay, other than few people, throwing some shade and some hate, have we, Dallas, Texas, been very supportive for Choma Sundays?
No, absolutely. I think the fact that we've been in business for almost 2 years now, and it's almost like we haven't skipped a beat, is very telling about how supportive the community here in Dallas has been for the initiative of Choma Sundays and the values and what we really want people to get out of it. Yes, you'll always have haters, Georgie. You got haters too as well.
Yes.
I've seen some of your shows, man.
Yeah. Yes.
I've seen some of your shows. But if you have haters, you know what that means? That just means that, look, These people are
You're doing
behind you.
something.
These people are behind you, trying to pull you down to either their level or they're trying to pull themselves up on your coattails to get to your level. So I'm very supportive of everyone. You know, I am friends and acquaintances with everyone. And so if somebody needs a helping hand and they want to know how they can do something or whatever, I don't mind people coming and talking to me, and we can chat, and you know, we can give each other advice and things like that, and talk about business or whatever. You know, but you know, there really isn't any need for hate. I don't get why people have to hate other people. You know, maybe it's just something that you know some people were either born with or they grew up, and that's what they learned. And you know, you just have to put your blinders on, man. You just got to put your blinders on. Just act like they're not there. Don't look in the rearview mirror and just keep going. You know your route. You know your road. You know where you're trying to get to. Stick to your plan. Stick to your goal. And if you're very focused, you'll always get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, I think there's a saying, you cannot throw stones to each and every dog that barks. So since I launched this show, I have come to know that's a very true statement. And just do your thing. Let's talk about the food and the drinks at Choma Sundays. How have people here in Dallas responded to the foods and the drinks that you guys, serve there? Good responses, bad responses? What kind of reviews are you guys getting?
Oh, well, I mean, I would say most of the reviews that we have are positive. If you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Choma Sundays, all one word, you'll be able to see the reviews on there. And in terms of the food and the menu that we have there, we have a mantra with the Choma Sundays team, is that we want to perfect before we move on. We don't want to run too fast, you know? We want to take it slow, take it easy. If we're doing Choma, let's do Choma. Let's perfect that Choma so that when people come in, they say, hey, you know, let's do the testing part of it, the portion. They test it out. They're like, oh, well, you know, maybe it's like this or maybe it's like that. And with food, it's never always going to be the same. You know what I mean? It will never always be the same. But we try to maintain certain standards and certain levels of service and delivery for the food as well. So for the most part, I would say probably 95% of all of our reviews have been very positive. And even the negative ones, we have turned those ones into positives as well. So we are very open to feedback. We are very open to criticism. And in regards to the menu, our menu started off small. And we've always sort of added one at a time, just making sure that we can get something right before we move on to something else. And based on what the feedback that we get and what people really want, that's what we try to sit down in our think tanks and be like, okay, what are we going to release? When are we going to release it? How are we going to do this? Who do we need to talk to about that? And it's a strategy that's actually put in place. And then a go-to-market strategy is put together. And then we put that whole vehicle into motion, and then that goes out. So, we introduced the samosas. I mean, samosas have been made out there forever. But, when you come and eat the Choma Sunday samosa, you will never go back,
I know, yeah.
And now we have
Yeah, and I know the samosas are good too. And can I just say, whoever introduced the Hangover Soup, oh, God bless his mama, his people, and his soul, because that soup, dang, it's good,
That was,
so when you get your thing, you drink, at 3 o'clock in the morning, too, that's what time you close. You get the Hangover Soup. So that's pretty good. And that was a very good idea. Whoever came that is a very brilliant idea.
Yes. And let me just say, George, that the Hangover Soup is really just, I mean, that's just a cute way of calling it, right? But it's really just goat soup that has been, boiled and cured for a long time. And then when you taste it, it's got all that goodiness of that meat and the bones in it and stuff like that. And so I recommend everyone who comes to Choma Sundays and stays pretty late to always leave with a cup of soup. Always.
Oh, hell yeah.
Trust me, the next day you will be as fit as a fiddle and ready to just go and knock the world out. Trust me, get that soup, get a couple of samosas and a couple of sausages at the end of the night, and you will be good to go. You are done. Like Monday will be like Sunday, literally.
Yeah. I have found myself getting a Hangover Soup and then get two and one in my car, just kind of sipping it out on my way home. So that's a very good idea. Anything in the menu you would like to see it there, or people they're asking about it? Anything you are thinking about?
Well, like any good business, we have trade secrets, right? So we won't be releasing any information beforehand, but we do have things that we're always talking about, that we're always trying to figure out, maybe that we could add or not add or take off or whatever. And we love, like I said earlier, the element of surprise, right? So trust me, you just be ready. There's going to be stuff coming out that you'll be like, oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know we could do that in a restaurant setting. And then you're like, yes, I like this. So you just hold on to your horses, buddy. Hold on to your horses.
Okay, we here we waiting to see. And you guys, you have come with a very good group from DJs, from the security at the door, the servers, the bartenders. How did you guys come up with such a very dedicated, teamwork? Because I can say it's good. And I want to say shout out to Gilbert. That's my man. He's good. He's a good bartender. How do you guys came up with such a very strong team?
Well, Georgie, you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, everybody loves Gilbert. Everybody loves Erica. Everybody loves Casey. Everybody loves, all these guys. I mean, really what we look for in a team is people who are passionate, who want to be part of a team and have something to offer and are always there for the patrons, right? So, I mean, from the servers, from the bus boys, from the people who clean the toilets. I've cleaned the toilets myself before. To the DJs, we're looking for people who are good-hearted, good-natured, who are honest, who have love for others, who don't mind giving back, who have a sense of community. And that's what we try to embody in all of the cast that we put together for Choma Sundays. So that pursuit of excellence is what we look for in people. And, some people come and some people go, but the ones who stay, everybody knows who they are and knows them by name. That's how you know you have a great team. So that's what we try to embody in our team.
Okay, let's talk about the security. The security is a big concern for everybody. People, they go to the club, people are shooting, getting the guns in the club. Are you guys doing anything, to prevent something bad from happening from our Kenyan community? Any extra measures you're taking about the security at Choma Sundays?
No, absolutely. Now, yeah, I mean, security starts with every one of us. Yes, we do have a security team, and we try as much as possible to make sure that everyone is secure. Not just, the security is not just there for, for the establishment and, for the interest that the establishment serves, but also for the patrons. We want to protect everybody so that everybody comes there freely and enjoys themselves freely and is not afraid that something might go down or, something might happen that might mess up their evening. But with that comes, you have to take that with a grain of salt, because sometimes there's situations that just come up that are uncontrollable, and that's why security is there. If these situations were never, ever there, then there would be no need for security. So we try as much as possible to make sure that everyone is safe, and we take every precaution to make sure that nobody comes in there to try and mess up any other person's day or evening or anything like that. And sometimes these things do happen, but we try to swiftly take care of that and make sure that even the authorities are involved when it comes to that. So, we're definitely going to be beefing up our security moving forward, because it seems like towards, the end of the year, sometimes people start to get, drink a little bit more. They start to enjoy the holidays a lot more, and sometimes they forget who they are, and they start to act out a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, Choma Sundays has always been safe. People come there all the time because it is safe, and so that's just a testament to that. So, yeah, nobody has anything to worry about. We will just keep it safe as much as possible.
Yeah, and I think wherever the alcohol is involved, you're gonna have some few crazies, and I have seen at Choma Sunday some a few crazies there jumping on somebody, but the security, I can say, it's very it's very good. By the time they start doing something, they're all chased out. So that's very good, and you can tell them shout out, and they can keep it up. So let's talk about the cover charge. You guys, you have come with an idea of not charging the cover charge at the door. Do you think this has helped Choma Sundays attracting more customers?
Well, I wouldn't call it an idea, George, to tell you the truth. It's if you go to any restaurant, they don't charge you a cover charge. We are first and foremost a restaurant, right? We serve delicious nyama choma, matumbo, goat choma, kuku choma, samosa. That's the base of what Choma Sundays is. That's the heart and the core of what Choma Sundays is. We're open from noon, right after church, all the way till 2 a.m. in the morning, because people want to eat at different times of the day. Some people want to eat at different times of the night, and we just add the entertainment component in there to give people a sort of like different ambience that they can't get anywhere else. So charging people a cover charge, we never ever thought that it was necessary to do that. I maybe other people charge them because of how they're structured, and maybe their compensation is structured, their promoters are structured, and things like that. But we figured out a way where we don't have to charge people at the door, because that as well is a deterrent to people. Sometimes they're like, well, why am I being charged at the door and I'm going to be, spending, money eating food? I just came to eat food. Why are you charging me at the door? Like, so we decided just not to have that. We just didn't see any reason why we should charge people.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good, because I know some few Kenyan places here, you pay as much as $20 to get in there, and this is at night, and you go there for 2 hours, and you're like, what am I doing that? And some people, they are like resisting and boycotting these kind of places. So keep it up, Choma Sundays, for making it very friendly for everybody. So let's talk about the Choma Sundays replica. We have, and I know you say you have the legal teams. They are working on, with you guys. Have you had any challenges of people coming up with Choma Sundays sort of kind of thing, calling it a different name with the same ideas? And how are you guys being able to handle those kind of issues? Is there even any legal lawsuit can ensue with that kind of a case?
Well, George, let me start here. First of all, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
When people decide to copy a concept, or they want to do what you're doing because they see the value in it, maybe they're not seeing, the value that we are trying to give other people, and people see when they come to Choma Sunday. And maybe for them, the value is just financially, or a financial value. It's quite all right. If somebody copies your idea and tries to use it, we're like, go ahead. That's great. That's a compliment to us that we're doing something right, that other people want to jump on. And because they can't be with us there, or for whatever reason, they decide to do something on their own, that's perfectly fine. Now, we have a franchise model, okay, that is available for anybody out there who wants to sort of like do what Choma Sundays is doing, and they can use the Choma Sundays brand, and they can talk to us about the franchise model that we have in place. There is a franchise model in place, in paper, pen and paper, that we can discuss with very, very serious, interested individuals about opening up a Choma Sundays anywhere else in the U.S. or outside of the U.S. Now, we have plans to grow the Choma Sundays brand ourselves personally in Australia, in Europe, in Kenya, here in the U.S. and other states as well. So those are plans that are already in place and are being vetted out and talked to with other specific individuals in all these areas. But other people copying the Choma Sundays brand, I mean, they can't use our names because they will get sued. They already know that. And, the instances where last year, I think a couple of people tried to do that and they used the actual name, we had to reach out to them, and some people decided to continue on hard-headedly and just keep on using the name. Then we had to get our legal teams involved. And then they seized and desisted. So, there's obviously consequences for certain actions that people take. And we never, ever want to get to the point where it's a legal battle, because it's draining people's funds. There's really no point for it. So, just a calm conversation with somebody, because most of these people, we know them personally. We've met them before. Or we know them through, through other individuals, and we talk to them and say, hey, you can't use this name because of A, B, and C. And some of them are like, okay, cool, no problem. Other people are like, okay, how can we work together? And that's when we introduced the franchise model to them. But it seems like a lot of people don't really want to buy into the franchise model, because obviously royalties have to be paid if you're going to use the Choma Sundays brand. But any serious business person who understands the value of a brand name and what it can provide, I don't think they would blink. They'll be like, okay, this is cool. That's why you have franchises like Subway, that are just all over the country and all over the world. McDonald's, those are franchises as well. These people pay franchise fees and royalty fees, for the brand name that they use. And I don't see why it should be any different within our community and for Choma Sundays as well. So that's my take on it.
Okay, so you said the competition is good. If somebody come at Frankfurt and Beltline and they come up with like Sunday chomas, what are you gonna say about that? And they open on Sundays after church. Because I know people they are very creative and maybe they are just thinking how they can be able to kind of beat this brand. Are you gonna be okay with that, or
yeah?
How are you gonna respond to that?
There's nothing we can do to really stop that. I mean, if somebody opens up a Sunday Choma or a Nyama Choma Sunday or something to that effect, and they pretty much copy the menu and they try to copy everything. The fact is this: there can never be another Choma Sunday at prime time anywhere else.
Okay, that's pretty good. I think last month or 2 months, you launched Choma Sunday tour. You went several states. How was that?
Oh, the Choma Sundays tour was great. This actually was an idea. The Choma Sundays tour was actually a musical tour. So it's almost like remember when we were talking about me DJing and hanging up my boots and not DJing anymore, retiring per se. So I sort of like put my boots back on and I was like, okay, this was actually an idea that came from my wife, Redempta. And actually she is one of the people who comes up with most of these ideas for Choma Sundays. We produce our...
Can you hear me? Or
tank, with our team, but Redempta really is the one who... Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello? I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was saying that Redempta, my wife, is really the one who really pushes the think tank. You know what I mean? When we sit down and we discuss and we talk about ideas, because we have specific times during the month where we just sit down and sort of like brainstorm on where we are, see where we're going, if we're hitting our goals and our markers, and really Redempta is the one who really runs that part of the business really well. So this was her idea, the Choma Sundays tour, musical tour, to go around in different states and get some brand recognition and penetration where we think people haven't really heard so much about Choma Sundays. And so, we decided, okay, I was going to go out there and sort of like, because I had a lot of these contacts and a lot of these people in all these different cities, I would link up with them and sort of like create the Choma Sundays, musical experience. And so I would go there and we'd link up with specific people that we know, we trust, that we can work with, people like Top Brass Entertainment, in Columbus, Ohio, DJ Tony, Kansas City, all these guys that have been supporting us and have been friends with us for a very, very long time in their respective cities. We've gone out there and we've really pushed the brand of Choma Sundays out there. So a lot more people. And by the way, we have merchandise as well for Choma Sundays that we were actually, when we were going around there, we were actually selling to people. So a lot of people really, really enjoy and love the brand Choma Sundays, and that's what we're getting from them. And this was also a part of it, was a feasibility study to sort of see where next we can go with Choma Sundays. So yeah, the Choma Sundays tour was amazing. It was great, very successful.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. How many states have you gone so far?
I think I've been to on the tour, I think there's 5 states. Let's see, Kansas, Ohio, Seattle. Is there another one? I think there's one more. I forget now, but there's been so many places. Huh? Yeah, well, those are all coming up. Okay. So like we're taking a break right now because of the holiday season. But yeah, we're gonna start that back up again after the holidays.
Awesome. So since you came from the tour, do you have any up and running Choma Sundays in any other states?
No, we don't.
Okay, alrighty. But maybe something is in the works, right?
Something is always in the works. Trust me, something is always in the works.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Let's talk about the charity works. You guys, I see you guys. You post, and if sometimes when we have like the hurricanes, can you talk about the charity works you guys are involved in?
Yeah, I could definitely touch on it, but I probably would be able to give you a very good explanation as my wife would, because Redemptor is the one who actually runs that part of the organization, the charitable arm of quote unquote Choma Sundays. So when it comes to the charity work that we do, we have an organization called Unified Visions Cares, whose mission really is to eradicate poverty through education all over the world, not just in Kenya, not just in East Africa, but all over the world. But right now, our special focus is on East Africa. So through Unified Visions Cares and the Choma Sundays platform, we try to assist in every way possible things that are really dear and close to our hearts, even here in the local Dallas, Texas community. I know you mentioned the hurricane relief, and we did a drive in conjunction with the Houston team to sort of help them out and get them some much needed relief down there. Last year we had the Jane Mwangi Will Walk Again medical funds drive that we partnered up with the Dallas community to sort of like try and raise money for Jane Mwangi, who had lost the use of her limbs going down from her waist. We also helped push out the Pray for Dallas campaign that was actually carried by NBC. And we also we've also done works back home, like we've had a book drive this year to send books, to collect and send books back home to kids who really need books, who don't have them. We also did a shoe drive for kids who don't have shoes in areas where they don't have those privileges or the availability for shoes. So all of our community efforts are actually cataloged on one of our websites. And I urge everyone who's watching here or who will be watching this video later on to go visit unifiedvisions.com. That's www.unifiedvisions. That's visions with a Z, UNIFIED VIZIONS.com, to read about the great works that actually Redemptor is putting together, because my wife is the one who puts all these things together. We are sort of like sitting on the board and just like, nodding our heads like, oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. And she just kind of whips us into the shape and tells us, this is what we need to do. You guys do this and you guys do that. So yeah, those are the works that we've been doing. But yeah, so Redemptor is really a big driving force in some of the things that we do, and we're very thankful to have her. I'm very lucky to have her as a wife, to tell you the truth. I think she picked me. I didn't pick her, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's good, yeah, that's very good, and I know Redemptor. She's very good at organizing this kind of stuff. So you guys, you're doing very good work, and keep it up. My last question to you: are you guys gonna do something different? Because last Memorial, the place was so crowded. Notice nothing bad about that. It's always good to have people come to your place. Are you guys trying to do something different? Because that was kind of crazy. You couldn't even get the space to go even to the bathroom. It was packed. Any ideas you have come up with for next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a good call out. That's definitely a good problem to have. When you have too many people that you don't know where to put them.
Yeah,
that is a very, very good problem to have. Now, at the core of what we do, our expertise, or my expertise from way back when, is event planning and event coordinating, and something that Redemptor also does very well. So we are working on something for Memorial Weekend, and like I said before, we don't like to put out information before it's actually, cooked up and ready to go. So it won't be like last time. That's all I got to say. Now, I just wanted to add on there as well that, when it comes to all these events that we do, and you talked about doing different things. So our entertainment company, which is called Unified Visions, which is really the umbrella company for everything that we do, is really focused on doing positive events, and events that are unique, that are not the usual, the regular stuff that people see and do every single time. You know, and Redempta really is our champion when it comes to that, because she's the one with all the connections. She's the one with a lot of this experience, and you know, for events that she has done like this year under this umbrella, you know, sort of like tied into Choma Sundays and everything else. You know, she put together the Naked Truth Conference, right? That was featuring Robert Burale. Before, nobody ever knew about Robert Burale, the diaspora. I don't know if you know who Robert Burale is, but he's an amazing life coach, an amazing motivational speaker and coach. And, you know, she brought him to the U.S., and we worked together to put that Naked Truth Conference together for the first time in March this year. You know, she was also the brains behind the Dr. Ofweneke comedy tour, comedy show here in Dallas, Texas. You know, so we're always looking to do different things, you know, think outside the box, you know, see how we can do things better, not just the regular stuff with the regular people, you know, but think outside the box and work with different people who might not be part of our community, but can give us some more insight on what other things we can do to provide more value and entertainment to everybody else.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're saying thinking outside the box. You know, I'm urging you guys, you are Choma Sundays, to come up with something for Memorial Weekend, because people in Dallas, they're sick and tired of all these promoters. We're tired of paying like $50 for a 30-minute concert for Jaguar or whoever. You know, we're not going to do that anymore. And I boycott those kind of stuff. We don't even go to Memorial anymore. So I'm urging you, Choma Sundays, to come with better promotion. Charge people $30 and put people there for like 2 hours. Not charging us $50 for 30 minutes Jaguar, 20 minutes performance. Hell no. So I'm urging you guys to come up with something better for next year. Are you guys going to do that? Because we tired of something regular stuff. We want something outside the box, something unique. You know, I'm not trying to shade the promoters here, but it is what it is. I'm just speaking the truth.
Hey, Joji, my job.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. You know that, you know, and this is part of the reason why I sort of stopped doing the whole, like, you know, the regular Memorial Weekend that has always been happening every year, because it got kind of stale, to be honest. It got kind of stale. You know, it just became very old, and I think people didn't see any more value in, like, what are we doing? Like, the same artists and the same type of value they're getting, which is almost zero. You know, an artist comes and they get on the stage late, and they perform for 20, 30 minutes, and then it's over, and there's beef left and right. I don't know who stole what money. I don't know what happened, and this and that. It's not a great experience for anybody who loves to go out and enjoy themselves and maybe wants to watch a concert, a proper concert. You know, there's a concert going on tonight. You know, I think it's Israel Vibrations. It's a reggae thing, and it's happening at one of these really big, you know, concert halls, and it's done very professionally. You know, those are the things that people will pay to go watch, and I think they're only charging like $25 or $30 to go there. So it's also the price point sometimes is kind of, you know, skeptical. Of course, you know, these guys are flying artists from Kenya or the Nigeria or Jamaica or whatever it is, and maybe they're trying to recover the cost. But I think that we can always think outside the box. I think we can always come up with something better. And doing the same thing every single time will not yield you any better results. You know, doing the same thing, expecting different results is just asinine. It doesn't make any sense. You know, so I agree with you. And, you know, I'm glad that people came to Choma Sundays this year and last year, you know, and they really enjoyed themselves. Now, this year was super, super packed, you know. Of course, that place it can't hold 1,000 people. So the question is, how do you accommodate? Because next year there's going to be a lot more people coming. I can tell you that for sure, because of, you know, our relationship with all these Kenyan organizations around in the DFW and around the country. And we are all working together to sort of come up with something really, really good that provides value from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, and even Monday if necessary. But good value, where it's like, you know, if people are even paying something, not paying something that's too exorbitant, it's just a small price, but the value that they get is so much more. So So these things are all being planned out, and once all these things are sort of like settled and figured out, you would be the first to know, George. I will call you personally and be like, "Boss."
Okay, that's very good, and I'm looking forward. And I'm not trying to be cheap, but anything more than $20 for these people, I am not paying. And when you
George,
look at these promotion companies, they have not any the charity they're supporting is just trying to take our money and run out with our money. You know, we've been taking a ride for a long time, but no more. After 2 years, I don't go to these events. I'll come to Choma Sundays, and that's about it.
George, I know you. You're not cheap. Trust me. I saw your bill last Sunday at
Yeah,
Choma Sundays. You are not a cheap guy.
yeah, yeah, but you know, it is what it is. So any closing thoughts, Kevin, so we can wrap up this broadcast?
Yeah. So closing thoughts. You know, Choma Sundays is really here for the people. You know, we did this as a family for families. You know, really for our son. Choma Sundays is Caden. Caden is the heir or the apparent heir to Choma Sundays. When we're gone, we want to leave a legacy for him and for everyone else who has been um, connected to the Choma Sundays brand, who has come and visited, who has enjoyed, you know, Choma Sundays, who has understood the values that we try to bring in here. You know, a spirit of togetherness through food and through music and through a great ambience. And I also want to say, because I've got to do these shameless plugs, you know, I got to put these in. You know, Choma Sundays is not the only thing that we do, right? My wife owns and runs Redemptor, owns and runs a marketing firm as well. It's called 3D International, and it focuses on online digital advertising for small to medium businesses. So literally putting you on social media, you know, the Google platform, Yahoo, Bing, all these platforms that you could possibly be on. If you're a serious business owner who is looking for leads, who's looking to sell you services, who is looking to find more clients, whether you're an insurance broker or you are a real estate agent or anything like that, you know, talk to Redemptor. She has a team of salespeople. She has a team of marketing experts who work under her, who work to make sure that your campaigns are doing well and that we're driving leads to your businesses. You know, you're getting more business and you're achieving your goals strategically. You know, so don't just waste money out there. Talk to Redemptor. She's one of the best. Tweet International, that's what it's called. But other than that, I want to thank you, George, so much for, you know, coming up with this platform, right? That you can have people up here and, you know, have them talk about some very, very, very positive things that people can listen to. People are engaged. You know, the only reason why you're getting, 1,000 people, 1,000 views on your videos, or 10,000 views on your videos, is because the content that you bring on your platform is real. It's pertinent. It has value. People are seeing value in it, and I commend you, and I really just want you to keep going, man. You know, just keep going. I want to encourage you to just keep going, keep doing, keep pushing. Forget the haters. Forget everybody who's copying and trying to do what you do. You know, you are gonna be the next Don Lemon or whoever it
I'm
is.
the next Dan Lemon. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
for us, we're all about growing together, growing everyone together. And I mean, things like politics. Here in the local politics, I mean, there's so much that we could do. We are so many of us Kenyans here in the U.S. or just locally here in Dallas, Texas, or the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, that we can get representation for our small community, just the way maybe the Hispanics have or the Asians do. We can do that, but nobody's really stepping up. And I see very, very, very accomplished individuals who are capable of representing us here, but people just don't want to step up because they're not thinking past today. They're not thinking past tomorrow. They're not seeing the bigger picture. And I just hope that one day that we as a people can, one, stop hating on each other, right?
Yeah.
We can support each other, right? Like other communities do, and we can all succeed together. If we can achieve that, and it might not be for a few generations, who knows, because as you can see in the news with all the, the politics in Kenya just free flowing back here in the diaspora as well, it's like we're more disintegrated.
I think we have a long way to go. You want to give shout outs to the other Choma Sundays crew. I know there is DJ Edge, there is George Kelly. I don't know the other two people. Yeah. Or are you guys 3 or 4 or 5?
Man, there's many of us, man. I mean, all of
okay.
us, all of us are a crew. There's DJ Mose,
okay.
there's Ian, Augustine Meto, who's our counterpart in Kenya.
Yeah, that's my buddy right there.
Yeah, there's Sergio, there's Gonzalo, there's Santos, man, there's Erica, there's Casey, there's Nikki. I mean, there's just so many. Like, everyone you see at Choma Sundays who provides some kind of service is part of our team. And we treat each other the same way, regardless of what you're doing. So thank you guys so much. Choma Sundays, we're going to keep on keeping on. We're a family. And from our family to yours, thank you so much, and see you on Sunday. Oh, and by the way, this Thanksgiving weekend, this coming Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving Eve, and I'm about to unleash the flyer here in a few minutes, but we're going to have back DJ Mochi. DJ Ann Mochi she calls herself DJ Mochi Baby. Right? She's one of the best female DJs in the U.S., Kenyan, and she's in Minnesota, and she will be flying down here next week on Wednesday, and we're gonna start, and it's gonna be next Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, from 5 p.m. at Primetime Bar and Grill, all the way till 2 a.m. in the morning. So we're gonna start with happy hour, and there's gonna be full choma, there's gonna be full tilapia, whole tilapia, there's gonna be matumbo, everything that's on the menu will be there Thanksgiving Eve, because we want to be thankful for what we have. We want to be thankful for where we are, the privileges that we enjoy these days in this country. We want to be thankful for. So all family, come and be thankful with us at Choma Sundays this coming Thursday, next Thursday, Thanksgiving Eve, with DJ Mochi, alongside myself, DJ Dulo, DJ Edge, DJ Mose, and the whole Choma Sunday crew. That's it for me, man.
Okay, we're looking forward at this coming Thanksgiving, and I think you guys have done a really good job. Pass my love to Redemptor. She have organized this interview. She been calling, I call her, so pass my love to her, and I'm really looking forward to work with you guys. If you want to talk about anything, bring it on here on the Prudentials show. And for now, guys, we're going to wrap it up. And thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.
Thanks, guys. See you at Choma Sunday.
Alrighty. See you. Bye.